First, let me just say thank you to everyone reading this. Every view, every like, every share fuels the words you're about to dive into. If you're new here, I'd love for us to hit 5,000 subscribers together. Your support keeps these stories alive. I never thought a FaceTime call could fracture my entire world. It started innocuously, a notification buzzing on my phone while I sat in the dim glow of the living room, nursing a lukewarm cup of coffee. I swiped to answer, expecting the familiar, warm smile of my wife, Madison. But the moment her face filled the screen, I froze. She wasn't alone. A tall, suit-clad man leaned close behind her. His hand brushed hers in a gesture that seemed casual, but carried an intimacy I'd never been part of. My throat tightened, and I gripped the edge of the sofa as if it could anchor me to sanity. My voice caught in my chest. "Madison? Who's that?" I managed, voice trembling. She laughed, a lilting, careless sound that made the blood drain from my face. "Oh, hey! Didn't mean to FaceTime you, I was just—" Her voice faltered as she noticed the screen. Her eyes widened, not in recognition of wrongdoing, but in surprised recognition that I had seen the man behind her smile. The kind of confident, possessive smile that belongs to someone who knows they shouldn't be there, but doesn't care. "Just my boss," she said too quickly. "We were, just talking business." My stomach churned. Talking business? Her hand resting against his chest didn't look like business. The laugh, the lean, the way she shifted closer, it was all wrong. But I wanted desperately to believe her. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was nothing. I hung up, pretending to sip my coffee as if nothing had happened, though the room now felt alien, like I was sitting inside a photograph of my life subtly altered overnight. Over the next few days, I replayed that moment incessantly. Every memory of her, our first apartment, her laugh in the kitchen, the way she brushed my hair back when I was sick, was now tainted. I started noticing the little things I'd ignored, the sudden late nights at work, the vague explanations, the phone always face down. All those tiny cracks I had rationalized suddenly looked like gaping chasms. I tried to confront her indirectly, asking questions that should have been innocent. "How was your meeting with Tom yesterday?" Or, "Did you finish that project with Jason?" She answered, of course, with practiced ease, masking guilt with normalcy. But in her eyes, I saw a flicker, a hesitation, a blink too long that told me the truth was still simmering under the surface. The real collapse happened one rainy Thursday evening. I came home early, my workload miraculously light, or perhaps divinely timed. I told myself it was just coincidence. Madison was in the kitchen, humming a tune I didn't recognize. I lingered in the doorway, watching steam rise from the kettle. For a moment, I felt absurdly peaceful, a fool clinging to normalcy. Then I heard it, the unmistakable ping of her phone. A message popped up on the counter screen. "Can't wait to see you later, wink," from the same man. My hands went cold, my knees buckled, every instinct screamed to run, to scream, to smash everything around me. But I simply stood there, paralyzed. She noticed my stare. "What?" she asked, innocently, though her tone had that practiced edge, that subtle self-defense. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The phone said enough. The next week was hell. I oscillated between confrontation and avoidance, between desperately wanting to protect my marriage and needing to shatter the illusion I'd been living in. I tried reasoning with her, begging, pretending I didn't notice anything. None of it worked. Each attempt was met with her half-truths, carefully measured, always leaving room to wiggle away. One night, I followed her after dinner. The streets glistened with rain, neon signs reflecting off puddles like fractured glass.
My heart pounded so loud I thought she could hear it from blocks away. I watched her as she slipped into a small boutique hotel, her hand brushing his shoulder as they entered the lobby. Every rational part of me screamed to leave, to pretend ignorance, but I couldn't. I watched them through the frosted glass window, the glow from inside casting them in harsh relief. And then he kissed her. Just once. Brief, but undeniable. My chest constricted until I thought I might collapse. I left before they noticed me, but the image seared itself into my mind. Nothing could erase it. Not apologies, not promises, not memories of love.
Back home, the confrontation was inevitable. I waited until the house was quiet, the kind of quiet that presses against your ears. I sat across from her at the kitchen table, my hands wrapped around a mug I no longer wanted to drink from. "Madison," I said softly, almost whispering. "I know." Her eyes flickered, and for the first time in weeks, I saw raw fear. "Know what?" she asked, voice trembling. "That you've been seeing him." The silence was crushing. She shook her head, muttering something about loneliness, confusion, mistakes. But her eyes betrayed her, glistening with tears that seemed more about herself than the damage done to me. I felt rage, despair, heartbreak, all at once. My love for her hadn't died, but it had been punctured, left to bleed slowly. "Do you even realize what this does to us? To me?" My voice broke. She started to speak, but I interrupted. Don't say it. I saw it, Madison. I saw you, and I can't unsee it." Her head bowed, silent now. She didn't try to justify herself further. The air between us was thick, heavy, with what had been and what could never be the same again. In that moment, I realized betrayal wasn't just a single act. It was a slow erosion of trust. The tiny lies, the omissions, the closeness she shared with someone else that I had been blind to.
Days turned into weeks. We spoke less and less, each conversation a careful minefield of unspoken truths. The house felt like a mausoleum of our marriage. Each room echoed with memories that no longer belonged to me. And yet, despite everything, I still loved her. I still wanted her. But love alone couldn't repair what had been broken. It could not erase the image of her laughing with him, the warmth she had reserved for someone else, the betrayal stitched into the quiet moments I had once cherished. One night, I packed my things quietly. She was asleep, unaware. I left a note, not out of bitterness, but out of respect for me, for the love that had been real. Even if it is no longer enough, I will always love the you I knew. I can't stay for the you I've discovered. And just like that, the house was empty. My heart felt hollow, but clearer. The storm had passed, leaving me standing in the wreckage, forced to rebuild, forced to face the truth I had once been too afraid to see. Sometimes, I still get notifications from her. Innocent things, little reminders. And every time I feel that flicker of old love. But now it's tempered with the knowledge that love, even the truest love, can coexist with betrayal. Sometimes, walking away is the only way to survive.